Hello, welcome back, y'all, to another edition of Lifestyles of Love with your girls, Chris and Vic. I'm Chris.
I'm Vic.
Yes, here we are, back again, like we never left. I'm over here on the east side of the LV, and Vic's in the boot down there.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
It's carnival season now.
Is it?
I'm feeling good. I'm a little hot. Yeah, it's carnival season. So on Thursday, I don't really know like the history and stuff. All I know is like 12 days after Christmas, it's King's Day, and that's when carnival season starts.
You say king as in like an actual king?
The Three Kings.
Oh,
Girl,
Three Kings. Really? That's what it is?
Yeah, the Three Kings.
Isn't that
Three Kings? So that's the start of carnival season.
okay?
Huh?
Isn't that like a Christmas thing?
Yeah, like I said.
Kings?
I guess so. I don't know. Some Catholic stuff, I guess. I mean, Mardi Gras is Catholic, I believe. Girl, I just know people going out there and having a good old time. I really should look up the history of it.
Yes.
Not like I'm participating in Mardi Gras events this year, but
you know what?
Yeah, good. So beginning of the year, just got over COVID for the second time.
Yes, good for you. She did it.
Yeah.
That's twice.
Yeah, I'm vaccinated.
Hey. How was it?
Went home for Christmas, and you know what? So I don't know what variant I had, none of this shit. All I know is I knew hella motherfuckers who had COVID this time around. It was ridiculous. And even still, like, I know people who are getting diagnosed is crazy. So for me, like this time, like the first time I had it in October 2020, I believe. And the first day, like I was like in a lot of pain, really in my legs. That was it. And then a couple days in, I lost my smell for like a day or two. And I was fine. But this time, like, I was having body aches galore. I was so tired. That was the biggest thing, was like I was so tired. And then even after I tested negative, I was still having like really bad headaches for a couple of days. But now I'm good. But girl, I was exhausted. Like that shit had wiped me out.
Oh,
like all I could do was sleep.
That's
like
all you can do.
All I could do was sleep.
That's literally all you can do.
Yeah.
So
tired.
Yeah, that sounds like the one I had. I just couldn't do anything but sleep. You know, I had like congestion, but it wasn't bad. It was just annoying. Mm-hmm. I had like headaches, you know?
Yeah, I was congested.
So
probably like a sinus headache or something from all the like, from all the congestion. Yeah, but what can you do?
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I set my ass down for a little bit.
Yeah, glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Life is continuing.
Life is continuing.
Any news you want to give our listeners?
I got engaged on Christmas Eve.
Woo! Congratulations. This is the confetti.
Yes,
the confetti. Emoji.
That's probably when I got COVID.
Yeah, probably. But it's worth it.
Because that bug ran like rampant through my family. I mean, yeah, it's so scary, when damn near the whole family gets it. But hell yeah, that is scary. That's really scary. I was really scared, mostly like because my dad came down positive and my mom's negative. But I was really scared because my dad's got like underlying conditions and stuff. So I was like freaking out. That was the scariest thing for me, really.
But they're vaccinated, so thank God.
Yes, they're and boosted.
Good for them. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't want to know.
I know, but now there's like another variant or some shit in France.
There's a few.
I don't know. And that's the thing. Like, yeah. I was planning on coming back home during Mardi Gras here because I ain't got no business being out there. And, my mom's she's supposed to have surgery and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
See where the tide takes us.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because
life still goes on,
exactly.
Oh shit.
And there's a lot going on, indeed. So now they got engaged. So now she's planning a wedding. That's a lot. But again, it's going to be worth it in the end. I mean, maybe.
And you'll be there. It's going to be good. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great times. And, you know, we'll get to get your ongoing, you know, feelings and thoughts about being engaged and planning a wedding separately, because they are two separate things. A lot of people actually I know are engaged. So.
Well, I don't know how much. Oh, yeah. You knew hella people getting married now.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're two different things, though.
Wedding
so you know,
are
your
you excited for that?
Am I excited for your wedding?
Wedding season.
Oh.
No, just for everybody's weddings. I know you love weddings.
I am. I never get to go to weddings. I feel like I never get to go to weddings. And yes, I am a bridesmaid. Never a bride. No, I'm just kidding. But for real. So it's you know, it's cool. Like I love, look, I have my own relationship with love. Like I love, but it's like love hate. And so when their love is real and pure, I'm all about it. I'm ready to celebrate it. When it's painful and hurtful and tumultuous, it's hard to celebrate that kind of love. But I support it all.
Yeah.
It's hard out here. And, you know, we're talking about friendship breakups today. That's one of those things that you have to think about when, I mean, when you get married, you're like, people automatically are like, who's your maid of honor? Who your bridesmaids? Who your best man? Who's your groomsmen?
Right. And
who you thought it was going to be might not be there.
Right. And sometimes I say weddings and funerals bring out the worst in people, right? So sometimes weddings break friendships up.
Oh, girl.
Or they're kind of like the catalyst,
right,
for what was already happening, you know, because I don't know what it is. Like, my thing is, you know, people start chiming in and all this shit, and that starts to get annoying. So I'm like, listen, you want an opinion? You need to chip in on this motherfucker, okay?
I know that's right.
But
and I know that's
shit,
right.
Yeah. I don't think people, and I don't think necessarily people always mean harm. Of course, they don't. It's just a human nature, you know, we just kind of say things and stuff like that. But I don't know, with my fiance and I kind of have no problem being the bad guy, you know?
Yes.
We've been going over the list. It is very overwhelming. Because at the same time, too, I'm like, in December, I was like, COVID ain't going nowhere, no motherfucking time soon.
Right.
From here to whatever, like, we're going into year 3, you know, of this shit. And in December, because that's where we're planning on getting married, this shit's still gonna be around and on and cracking. I'm pretty sure.
On and cracking.
So
yeah, especially in December because it's like cold and flu season. So who knows?
After Thanksgiving, you know, a lot of people are traveling. So
are you guys gonna make? Are you guys gonna like make COVID, you know, prominent like measures or like
I don't know
precautions? Are you guys gonna factor that in? Are you factoring that in?
I don't know, but we kind of talked about it. Like when we went and saw a venue, so we were asking them like what their practices are and stuff. They definitely need more hand sanitizer stations, so that's something. I don't know, because it's so hard. Because at a wedding, everybody's like beautiful, so the mat, you know, I don't know. Because I can't even tell you honestly, like, of course, you know, I want to do this, you know, we're down in the South. So I'm like, oh, we got to have a second line. We got to do all these things. And then there's a huge part of me that's like, can we just go low? Can we just go to the courthouse? Like,
I know that's right, girl.
I do not want to deal with this shit, you know, but
you'll have the memories. Look, this whole thing is about the pictures, right? It's about the pictures.
The optics, I know, and it is about the memories too. Because I know some people are excited, and like, oh, this is gonna be a night to remember. I'm like, of course, you're never gonna have an open bar, so but
I might have to detox for that one.
Right, and you know, I'm gonna have to have somebody. I'm gonna have to have a alcohol police on me because I've already kind of said, because I know I get a little out there sometimes.
Hopefully it'll be a situation where, you know, where we'll be, it won't be far from where you need to land. And you can get as late as you want to be.
Well, no, it's not about that. It's about like, you know, how you've been around me drunk, you know what I mean? I'm an emotional drunk. So that's the problem. I mean, it's already an emotional occasion. So I don't, you know, that's why I'm like, okay, I need to stick to wine, which you can still get drunk off of,
Champagne.
but I don't know. We'll see. Well, I mean, you can still get drunk off of that.
You sure can.
I don't know. We'll see because we have like a little signature cocktail, and I was asking them like if we could kind of make our own and like bring it, like in a container, and it's kind of like once that's out, that's out. Now that concoction has a lot of alcohol in it, so that's why it's like I probably only need to drink one of those. I don't know. We'll see. It's so far away, but I'm not a planner. But I jumped on this like quick because I didn't want anything, to be like last minute, like it's a wedding, I've got some great friends who I'm like bouncing ideas off of and, in communication with. So like that is a blessing since we're talking about friendship breakups. Yes. So
and shout out to
enough of that wedding talk.
No, yeah, child. I was just gonna say shout out to one of those friends helping Ebony. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Ebony.
Happy birthday, Ebony!
Shout out.
Where is she?
She's in New York. She's having a quiet day at home for herself.
I know that's right.
So
I know that's right.
I'm proud.
How old is she?
I think she turned 32.
Ooh. That's good. You know what? I feel like the older we get, it's like for some people it's really less about the turn up and being at home. Like, well, I had no. Yeah, like New Year's Eve. I mean, I didn't have a choice because we were in quarantine, but we were just at home. Like, it was so nice. It was so nice. Yes. I'm old as fuck now, I feel like,
No, I think it's more just like
home,
we
like chilling.
Are more aware of it not being worth it, It's like I keep saying that. It's like, is it worth it?
Right.
Sometimes it is, and sometimes the fuck it ain't. Most of the time, it's not worth it.
Right. Like, did you not have fun at home? Like, shit.
Yeah, I mean, turn up at home. Shit, this shit's free.
Yeah. Right.
So.
And it's typically safe, but I get going out sometimes, it's cool. But the big holiday, I don't know. Especially, I don't know, me, like I was supposed to go to a concert yesterday. I was like, nope, I'm not going, sit my ass down. Because of, COVID. But the streets will be calling again.
They sure will. They sure will.
Anyways.
It is
Happy birthday, Ebony.
Happy birthday, Ebony. So friendship breakups, I feel like it's been something that we wanted to talk about. I feel like we've both had our share. I forgot to do my number. You know your number?
Of what?
Of how many friendships you've let go of, or you don't have anymore, any breakups?
No. No.
I think there's probably. I think I'm probably around like 5. Like major ones that
like
I'm
really meaning. Yeah, major probably 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay. So, are we considering breakups like where? What about if you're still in communication with the person, maybe just like over social media, not really over the phone? Definitely not as close as you once were. Like, is that considered a breakup?
I mean,
is that a?
I mean, yeah. If you guys are no longer, if your friendship lessened on purpose and you no longer have, I mean, it's different when people like drift apart. I mean, that happens normally, naturally.
Yeah, I think it was more of that.
But
with one of
where
them.
you decided this person is not my friend anymore. There's not a person I would call. It's not a person I would call a friend.
I mean, I guess so. An old friend.
Old friend, new friend.
But not like a best friend or something.
Yeah, because I'll say like I've had some turnarounds, so that's why I don't count them all, because I've had some turnarounds that we stopped being friends, and then maybe some time went by, and then we were able to rekindle something maybe. But generally, once I'm done, and that's usually just how it has to go for me, because I'm just not I don't backpedal. And it takes me a long time to even get to the point where I'm going to be done with you. So by the time I get there, even though it might be something small that breaks the camel's back, I'm done. Relationships or friendships. I do. It's, so I was saying that when I'm done, I'm done. There have been some situations where I've turned the relationship around because that was a thing to do, but most of the time I don't really backpedal. So once I'm done with you as a friend or a boyfriend, like, I'm done with you. So that may sound harsh and cold, but that's just how the fuck it is for me.
So then what have been your reasons for ending friendships?
Well, let's do this little list here. There's been a lot of different reasons. Most of the reasons were disrespect. They were usually my feelings being disrespected, or my person being disrespected, or feeling as if I'm not getting respect from you. That's usually the underlying thing for me. Is there's a change of respect or boundaries that. But every situation's been different, because, I feel like when you have a friendship breakup, it gives you a chance to, like, evaluate yourself, because it makes you question yourself. You're like, am I a bad friend? Is it me? So I feel like I've done that after every time, and I've always been like, of course I didn't want this relationship to end, but I've got to do it for me, because otherwise I feel like I'm allowing somebody to disrespect me, and I'm giving them that. And if I give them that and let them do it, then they're going to feel like they can always do it.
I mean, that's typically the thing with, like any kind of relationship. Looking back at things, I guess for me, I think sometimes I never realized, like, how much people like me or love me. And so there are definitely times I've been like a bad friend, as far as like being like absent and things like that. That's something that I'm definitely working on. If people call me, for something, like they need me, like definitely show up, but kind of taking more of like the initiative to like check in and check up and stuff like that. I guess I never really understood how much people valued that, and how much that really means to people. I guess for some people they don't really care, but for some people, that is important. And it is important that when you really do love somebody, to let them know that and for them to feel that. And I think sometimes, we fall short in doing that, not intentionally. So, and sometimes things just have to end. Sometimes,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And usually I feel like when something drags out, and it's just like in, like romantic relationships, when something drags out, I feel like something bad happens, and like really it's like the nail in the coffin with something that should have ended a while ago.
Yes, exactly. Because usually we're holding on to friendships way past their expiration date for the betterment of a larger group of friends, or because we've known them for so long, they know my family, like we grew up together,
right?
We have all these memories, or because you feel guilty. There's like guilt behind ending a friendship, because the thing about it, like, I feel like, and this was in the research I was saying too, like friendship breakups, sometimes they're more complex or complicated than like romantic ones. And unfortunately, romantic breakups get a lot of attention and a lot of sympathy and empathy. But when people hear you broke up with your friend, they're like, why? And you tell them, and they usually are like, that's a dumb reason. It doesn't make sense. It's out of context, because you don't have the whole picture. So usually people are just very kind of dismissive when you talk about that, or it can be, I don't know, it can feel trivial when you say it out loud to somebody who doesn't know the friend or doesn't know you that well, or doesn't know the situation. It can seem trivial, it can seem minute, or like, really, that's what you ended your entire friendship over that? You know what I mean?
I mean, but the thing about it is, like, you have your boundaries, and if you feel like someone's crossing that or not respecting it, then, that's not really up for anybody else. And the thing is, too, like, did you feel a sting? Like, if you didn't even feel a sting with the breakup, then I guess, shit. Then it's
Well,
okay
that part
then,
too.
Um, yeah, because sometimes you're like, a good riddance, not gonna miss you, Don't
Mm-hmm.
let the doorknob hit you where the Lord split you. But what I feel like with friendship breakups, like, do men have friendship breakups?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like men hold on to, like, their fucking, whatever nap mate from freaking kindergarten for forever. And I feel like they really, and I'm not saying it's just men, but I feel like it's more so with them. And they will drag you the fuck down,
Yes.
because you guys have definitely grown apart. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, people going in different directions and stuff. That, that doesn't mean, like, you necessarily have to, like, break up.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you respect that. But when somebody's kind of, like, jealous or something like that, nah, that's not a good. That's a recipe for disaster. I mean, jealousy always
Yeah.
is a recipe for disaster.
Well, I had asked our affiliates over there on the Arrogance era over there, and I think the way they made it sound like from their perspective was that it does happen with men, but it happens less often, and it also doesn't happen in the same way as it happens with women. There's not like these blow ups necessarily. If you sleep with your guy's girl, like, yes, there's gonna be a blow up. You're definitely not gonna be able to be friends anymore for a little bit unless the bitch leaves and nobody's got ties to her. Sometimes men really don't
Not
give
necessarily.
a fuck. No, I know. Sometimes men really don't
They
care.
don't.
And they will stay friends with their friend and talk shit about that woman. So
yes.
I feel like it does happen, but they're quieter about it. Like, they don't declare it. They don't make a stink. They just stop talking to a motherfucker. Or they, in their own mind, tell themselves, like, that's not my dude anymore. I'll still be around him. I'll still play the card like we're cool when we're around each other, but I don't really fuck with them.
But I think that might also depend on who the chick was, because I've definitely heard stories of that, and the motherfuckers are still friends because the chick really didn't mean nothing, That's still fucked up,
That one's always hard because it's like, I don't know. If it's not like a wife husband, it's hard because it's like, you might not even stay with this person. So why are we gonna stop being friends? But in the moment, it still stings. It's still betrayal. It's still breaking trust, boundaries and shit. So, but men have a little bit different. They have a little bit more leniency when it comes to stuff like that.
Well, I think if you're in an actual relationship with somebody, like, it's fucked up. Now if it's someone you're talking to, dating, I'm not gonna say it's not fucked up, but like, this is my girl. Like, I love her.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up. Yeah. Sometimes shit. Yeah.
So obviously, when you break up with your friend, it doesn't mean that there's less meaning when the friendship, like at the time of the prime of the friendship, like, it doesn't mean that, but sometimes you're just no longer a match, because that's what friendship is too. Like, it's a match thing. Like, you don't have to be, it's not a romantic match, but it's like a life match.
It's just different. It is. It's so different because, and not all relationships come and go, but most of them do, right? And through that all, like, you have your friends, and there's just, like, less, I don't know, expectation. Like, I don't have to, you can come over and I don't have to get all dolled up for you. We can just sit around and cry, or sit around and sleep, or sit around and watch TV and eat. I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for. It's just, it's so natural sometimes.
Yes, and it's exactly, it's a natural thing. I mean,
like, we just click.
You just click, and you click ongoingly for a long time. Now, I've definitely had friendships that you click real quick, and then later you realize, like, no, we're not really like as close as I wanted us to be, or thought we were going to be, or it seemed like we would be.
Yeah.
Sometimes the clicking claps.
Yeah, I've definitely. Yeah, because sometimes, and then sometimes, like, when you really, click with someone that fast, like, you know, you'll crash and burn. And that's the same with like romantic relationships too.
Mm-hmm.
There's always an exception,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not always that way. You know, it's nice when you just meet someone, you're like, damn, like, that's my bitch.
That's my bitch right there. Yeah.
Right.
That's always
Very
nice.
rare does that happen.
It's rare. It's rare. Our friend Montez, when I was telling her about this show, she was saying you should also talk about, you know, making friends as an adult, which I know is something for you, like, ooh, you're having a struggle with. And I mean, I have a struggle with that too. Like moving home after being gone for so long. And when you are away, like when I moved to LA, I didn't have like friends but I was going to school, so I made friends. And then when I moved to New York, I already had friends. And so trying to make more was very difficult. Trying to make friends on my own, because my friends were mine. I only had a handful of them. And the guy I was dating had all these friends. So it was like they collectively became my friends through proxy. But you realize...
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
But you realize later how those are really his friends. Like...
Yeah, so
you know,
when you break up...
Even before the breakup, you realize it, because it's like, they're not there for you the way they're there for them. Like, you can't call... I mean, maybe you could. Maybe you get close enough where you can call them and rely on them or whatever. But look, if home dude's cheating, he's not your friend. You know?
Right. Now, have you ever met a friend through another friend and became closer to this other friend than your original friend?
Yes, that's happened to me, I think at least like twice, that I'm like really close with somebody who we both, like, we met through the person, but we both fell out with the person. Yeah. And we became friends.
Oh, really?
Or we stayed friends or whatever. It was like, oh my God, I love you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has happened. Yeah. But I make it a point when that happens. I make it a point when that happens not to talk shit about the person. Because
because bonding through like shit talking is that's kind of a weird foot to get off on.
You just don't want to. It's like we both know it. We can acknowledge it. Like when people ask you like, "Oh, how do you guys meet?" and you tell them, and it sounds kind of fucked up, but then we don't talk about that though.
I mean, sometimes the shit could be like that. If somebody's really that fucked up, then
it's happened. It's happened. I've definitely been there. Maybe it's happened to me and I don't even know it. I mean,
now have you had someone break up with you?
I was really trying to think about that, and I don't think so. Not anything verbally that I could remember. They were either mutual or it was like it was me. So no, you.
Yeah, I've been broken up with.
So when you were
what's so funny though too is, well, it was just the thing. Like, I think the nail in the coffin there. I mean, we were still like technically friends, but we just weren't as close. And it had been happening for a while. But I was in nursing school. I was working full time, and I was in nursing school full time, and I had like this really big like test. Like, we should just study so much, and so there was this like test, a calculations test, and if you didn't pass with a certain score, this was my first semester of nursing school, like you would get kicked out the program and have to start all over and all that fucking shit. Oh my God. And so I was supposed to go to a birthday party, and then in the end I couldn't make it because I had to study for this test, you know. And I think it was one of those things that it's hard to understand when you're not like in a certain program like that. Because I mean, they put so much emphasis. I mean, they put the fear of life into you, you know, oh, if you, I mean, and they do, you know, oh, if this happens, you get a 3% deduction and blah, 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 blah. I wasn't a very punctual person really until I got to nursing school, because if you're tardy, oh, it's a 3% deduction each time, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that kind of, that, you know, we were already, you know, not as close as we once were, but that was something that kind of did it, I guess, you know, because that person felt like I could have made it. And I mean, this was years ago, but that type of stuff is hard, because it's like, I'm fucking scared I'm not going to pass this fucking test. Like, I'm not good at math, the fuck? Especially these fucking calculations and stuff. I ended up passing, but it just kind of is what it is, I mean, I still talk to that person every now and then, like through social media and stuff. Yeah. But, and I've thought about that too. Like, I should give this person, I have a new phone number. I should give this person my number and maybe, we can catch up and things. And sometimes you just have to let sleeping dogs lie.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna rattle off some of these signs. Signs you should end a friendship. There are a lot of them, but they mostly make sense. And we can talk about them as we go. Okay. So one thing is, the friendship is consistently one-sided. Like, you're pouring into their cup, and they ain't pouring into yours. You're always the one that calls. You're always the one that reaches out. You're always the one that makes the plans. You're always the one that, executes the plans. You're always the one that has to figure it out, do this, do that. There's nothing coming back to you. So I feel like that's pretty basic. That's a pretty basic reason.
Yeah, that's a big one though too.
Next one, they betray your trust. So obviously there are major and minor infractions of betrayal. Okay. But they all injure trust, big or small.
Yeah.
And once you've injured someone's trust, it's hard to recover that. So
it is.
I'd say a minor one would be like,
yes,
you didn't show up for like graduation or something. You said you'd be there. Or like something big.
Betrayal of trust.
Like if you said you're going to be there and you don't make it and you never, what I'm
like,
saying?
Like, just don't, never reach out?
Yeah, you never reach out. You never make, you say you're going to be there and and I'm counting on it or I'm counting on you for a reason that you need to be there and you say, fuck it. That would be like a minor one to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I guess it would depend on, okay, you're coming to an event. Okay, fine. Like, do I need you at the thing?
You like, tell me a minor one for you. That's just an example.
Okay. Yeah. I guess at first I was like, how is that a betrayal of trust? But I guess it's like, if I need you there for something, then that's, I can see that. A minor betrayal of trust. I guess I would look at that maybe depending on what the secret is, like someone kind of telling someone your business, but that would depend on what it is at the same time too.
And then like a major betrayal is like stealing from you, sleeping with your person.
Have you ever had somebody steal from you?
Yes.
You've had a friend steal from you?
Yes. And they are not my
friend.
Maybe
I knew this.
I had to go off on this motherfucker. I'm sure you know the story. This happened in New York. He stole from me. He stole from Eve. He stole from Evan. He stole from Mark. He stole from Bridget. And her best friend Olivia. That's a long.
Damn.
I'll go into that as it comes out.
Damn.
Maybe. I forgot about that one. That's another one. Fuck. I forgot about that guy. That's a long one. And then I would say also like violating boundaries, like is a betrayal of trust. Like if I tell you a boundary I have or you know it and then you violate it, I feel like that is a betrayal of trust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely some big boundary crossers just because I think people really do have a hard time with boundaries. Just because we feel so entitled to people.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, we just feel so entitled to people. Like, yeah, if you love me, then how come I can't, do this? And why don't you tell me this? And yeah.
Yep. Another one was like taking advantage of you. Like, I think that's kind of a betrayal of trust a little bit.
Using you.
But yeah, using you. Like taking advantage of you. Like always asking for a favor. And never really, it's not even about returning favors, because when you do somebody a favor, you really shouldn't expect something in return. But when someone's constantly asking you for a favor with they have no intention of
some form of gratitude.
Yeah, they have no intention of giving you that. You said this.
I always wonder how. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wonder in places like Vegas, LA, New York, with like people who are like in the social nightlife, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
wonder like how many like true friends do they really have? You know, because it's like, oh, such and such can get us in at the door, or this person can get this,
Oh
and you
yeah,
know,
those
just I
people.
don't know. It just makes me wonder.
Ooh. No,
Yeah, how
those
many
people.
true friends?
Yeah, you're totally right. And I used to think about that all the time in New York because I met a lot of party promoters and people, and they would always send me text messages every weekend, like they were my friend though. They wouldn't send you like
Mm-hmm.
a text like exclusive VIP, blah blah blah. They'd be like, "Hey girl, how are you? Like, I would love to see you tonight. Like, we haven't seen each other in forever. You should come out.
Oh
Like, drinks are
yeah,
on
of course.
me, and we got this whole booth, and don't worry about anything. Like, I would love to see you. There's gonna be so many girls here, like that. I would love to
Mm-hmm.
introduce you to, like that." And I'm
Yeah.
like, if you're sending that to me
Did
and
you ever
I've hung
go?
out with you once, yeah, I mean, I went a couple times, but I'd show up and
Yeah,
there'd be a gaggle of beautiful women who all got the same message from this one guy.
of course.
And they want you to all like, no, I love you. You're so
Yeah.
pretty. You're so pretty. And then you'll feel like you want to come back the
Well, some
next
people have
time.
to buy friends too. Yeah, some people have to buy friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Yep.
sucks for you.
That's for you. It sucks though. I mean, but you're right. That's a total, like, actually we should have somebody in that nightlife promoting lifestyle to talk about that. Cause I'm like, how many people do you really, those people probably really have like a few friends, but
Right.
people probably feel like they know
Yeah,
them,
because
you know?
then if people like, I guess they go from, different clubs and stuff too. And
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you're down on your luck
Right. Who
for
can you
some reason,
call?
who can you call? Seriously.
Well, that's one of
Yeah.
those using things. So, moving on. So
Yeah.
the next one was, you said it, like they don't keep your secrets. They don't keep private things private. You have to tell them. You have to make sure you tell them, like, don't say this to nobody. I feel like you should probably do that either way.
That's a habit.
It is.
Yes, you should. I have that habit. Yes.
Yeah. I think we learned that in high school, right? Like you learn to tell people, don't tell nobody, because
Yeah.
people really will be like, well, you didn't tell
Yeah,
me.
that's just the thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a thing. I don't know. Maybe I got so used to saying it, or I don't know. Because yeah, you would expect certain people, but here's the thing though too. I've learned never tell somebody what you would never want repeated.
Boom.
So
Truly,
if
because
you don't
once
want
it's
anybody
out,
to know, then take
take
it to your grave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because if once it's out your
take it
mouth,
to your grave.
anybody can find it out. So,
Yep.
and you should be able.
Absolutely.
You need to be able to
Let
trust
that
your
be a lesson.
friends with their confidence. Their confidence. Yeah, you need to be able to. So if you can't trust somebody with their confidence, then I probably wouldn't consider them a friend, just in general.
Right, because you know what, and people need to know the difference between like acquaintances,
I was about
friends.
to say that exactly.
These are my party people. Yeah, these are my party people. These are my bougie people. These are my, saying like with the shits people. And sometimes you get all of that in one person.
Sometimes you do,
which is dope.
This is something you learn.
Yeah.
I think this is something you learn in your 20s. You figure out how to understand a friend versus an acquaintance versus like a ride or die versus like a coworker. Right. Because you have work friends, but it's like, are they your friends or are they your friends at work?
Yeah. You're right.
That's another topic is like friendship, friends at work. Because if you have a falling out with one of them motherfuckers, you still got to go to work, huh? So all these things don't apply that we're telling you here.
Oh, yeah. And then what happens when you leave? I mean, that's how you know you're really friends with someone, when you still hang out, when you no longer work there.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Or they leave, yeah.
Next one was overly negative and pessimistic. Consistently negative with no efforts to change, or just constantly bringing you down. Just exhausting with the negativity. Yeah. And the emphasis is on with no efforts to change. Sometimes you are in a bad mood. Yeah. Sometimes we're in a place, we're depressed, we're in a pessimistic place. But do you have effort to change? Are you trying to go on the upswing? Or are you trying to live in this muck?
Right. Well, I think the thing though too is like, okay, like if I'm in a really bad place, I'm gonna tell you like, hey, you know what? Like, I just need some time. It's nothing personal with you, but like, I don't want to bring you down with my fucking negative energy, and some people just don't care.
Yes.
To not do
absolutely.
that. Like, they will really, they will really bring you down, you know, because I feel like anybody who really rocks with you and loves you, like, will understand, you know, and sometimes it's hard for us not to take things personally. But if you're going to come around with all that shit,
right.
And it's like, you know, it's not like, if I'm your friend and, you know, you're being negative, it's like, okay, like, I'm gonna still be there for you and stuff. But, like, if you start, like, attacking me or something with your fucking negativity, then, you know, we might have to have a discussion about that.
Or if you just don't have anything else to talk about, you're constantly complaining. You know, people who are constantly complaining, they never have, like, they're just a fucking wet blanket, bro. Like, you're a fucking buzzkill, okay? You're a fucking buzzkill.
Yeah. But, you know, I think certain people can get away with, like, complain, because like, how are you? If
it's part of your personality to be kind of, like, you know, self-deprecating, you mean?
Sarcastic. Yeah. And, well, right. That's different than, you know, like, damn, everybody up in here stink.
Right, exactly. Like, why everybody stinking here every time I come in this motherfucker? Yeah. That's different. That's different. Okay, but there's a fine line between this next one and what we were just talking about. And this next one. Fine line, but not the same.
Okay.
They create or attract drama. Now, look, drama isn't always something we have control over. Sometimes things are just happening to you. Now, I'm not trying to call out no victims here. I'm just saying sometimes things happen to you. Other times, you might be making things happen that impact you in a dramatic fashion. So, like, constant drama, like, for some people, like, I was going to say, like, for some people, it can seem exciting at first when you do have somebody that has all this drama, you know, it's like, I don't know, like, there's chaos and
so nice distraction from your life.
Exactly. Like, your life doesn't seem as bad or as boring or whatever because you have this exciting person, all this drama over here. But that's also bad energy. So, if they have unhealthy relationships with other people, like if they don't have any healthy relationships in their life and they also are this person that the drama follows, that's something to evaluate.
Now, I think so. And I think sometimes people I don't know if they create drama because they have, like, nothing to talk about, which is, like, fine, and just don't fucking talk. Like, like, okay, this is in a dead spot. I'm gonna go. You know, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I've been the dramatic friend. Of course. I mean, I'm animated, but I mean, I remember one time you wrote me a birthday card and it was like, I will always have time for your drama, because we were young, you know. Of course, all this boy drama, you know, and stuff, whatever. But yeah, some people just thrive in that and in chaos.
Now, I'll say,
and
because this show reflects our friendship, you know, there were times in those 210s there that I was like, is my friend dramatic or is she making drama her lifestyle? Because there was a lot of it. There was a roller coaster time in your life way before when we were, like, in our 20s, you know? And I had to be like,
I was a mess child.
I had to be like, I had to question it sometimes, because I remember, you know, I was definitely that friend that would be on the phone late, talking crazy, and then it would be like,
oh God,
we're back together, we're good, and you're just like, what just happened? Like, there's whiplash, and you have to be like, okay, well, all right, well, I'm a good friend, so I'm glad I was there for you, but shit, you know.
Geez, I know. Oh my God. Oh God, I was such a mess in my 20s. I mean, I'm a mess in my 30s. But damn. Oh golly. It's funny to look back on, but
yes.
Terrible. So unstable. Jeez.
It's all good. See, this is how we learn. And that's how you learn who your friends are, right? Like, the ones that come with you.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm going to come to you with some new fucking problems. Like, I mean, I'm not saying, like, oh, that's what I want in my life. It's like problems, you know? But, like, just, no.
Well, I wonder that about myself, too. But totally. I wonder that about myself, because I know I go through a lot, and I share my life with a select amount of people. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, damn, am I like a drama queen? Like, am I just full of it? And then I have to actually question that. But I feel like I'm always just evaluating what's going on. I'm never really trying to put a pin on it or be like, this is what's happening. I'm like kind of talking out loud.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. No, I understand that. And that's why I think there's a difference sometimes between like complaining and then like kind of like venting.
Yes. Yes.
Because then sometimes you're just, because sometimes you just need someone's opinion. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. Sometimes you have to talk things out and say it out loud.
Yes.
Because, sometimes in your head, you're so headstrong. And then you say it to someone, you're like, that sounds fucking retarded.
Right. You say it out loud, right.
So sometimes you gotta talk it out. You just can't do this with everybody, and people need to understand. That's why I'm saying it's important to know what kind of friend, what this person is. Is this a real friend? Is this your party friend?
Yes.
Your acquaintance. Exactly. Yeah.
Categories. The next one was the opposite. They have you have little or nothing to talk about with each other. And that's what I was saying. Sometimes people drift apart. Your interests change. Sometimes you didn't have any interest to begin with, but you were put together in childhood, in dance class. Maybe that's something you have the same. But I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you have something at one point, and once that thing is no longer between you, you don't have anything.
But you know what, too? Like I was just thinking about that movie Beaches. Have you ever seen Beaches?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved that movie growing up. They were so different, but they were fucking friends and they really loved each other, So I love like when opposites attract.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that. I love that so much. And I mean, sometimes you really can't maintain, those, your differences, and sometimes, you can. And it's like, and then people change, drifting apart and your wants. And sometimes I feel like what I've seen happen too is someone wants something for your life that you don't want for yourself. And, it's kind of like, who are you living for? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah. That is wild. That is a wild.
I would say,
what?
Conversations feeling forced goes along with that. Like forced conversations. Mm-hmm. Like when you're sitting there with somebody and you're like, oh my God, like, I don't have anything to say, but I feel like I need to say something because we're friends. I've definitely been in that position. You gotta,
I know sometimes when I Marco Polo you and I'm like, okay, I'm rambling now. I need to go.
No, that's the opposite.
This has ended a long time. This conversation has
You have too many things to say to me. No, I'd rather that.
Well, my head is like,
that.
Well, yeah, I don't want to be talking about I wear purple socks today and
right. I don't give a fuck.
Stupid shit or whatever. The small talk. I'm not a big fan of small talk.
Hate it. Next one was they are passive aggressive when you tell them no. So sometimes you have to say no to a friend, and it's important how they act when you say no, because sometimes, a real friend should support and understand when you can't do something and you have to say no.
Right.
Without you being passive aggressive or, you can certainly be upset. Yeah. There are certain situations where you're telling me no, like I'm pissed because you've put me in a position. But as a friend, you're still going to give them benefit of the doubt of like, they're only telling me no because they have to. They're not intentionally trying to. But those people who are assholes when you say no to them and they give you an attitude or make you feel guilty or bad, that's what we talk about.
Yeah.
You trying to think of somebody?
Huh?
You trying to think of somebody that does that?
No. No. Mm-hmm. No. Not anymore.
Okay.
I think we both knew.
That's okay. That's fine.
Oh man, I think we both knew someone like that.
Yes. Once upon a time.
Damn, it's so crazy when you really think about how like selfish people. We all have like some selfish tendencies, right? But just like I mean, like, not even just a tendency. Like, this motherfucker is fucking selfish. Damn.
Yes. It comes to light.
I think what. Oh, absolutely. I mean, everything does. I think what people need to do, I mean, I definitely didn't do this, is really pay attention to like red flags. It's going to save you some heartbreak later. I mean, this is in even in romantic relationships. You know, watch how people treat their other friends, because you are not exempt from that treatment. You are not exempt from that, and that will save you some fucking heartache.
True that. True that. I mean, that can backfire on you if you feel like you're supposed to be treated like other people's friends and they don't consider you that type of friend. Like if they treat their other friends better than you.
Do you have those discussions?
Like what?
You know, like how do you just like end up best friends with someone? Like
I feel like someone calls it out. I feel like someone calls it out and declares it, and then the other person has to agree. Like they have to also say it.
What if they don't?
You know what? I think I've realized that sometimes you can be somebody's best friend, but they're not yours. You know?
Like, yeah, how the hell does that happen?
Like with family members or like kids, or like parents. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like especially with kids or like, you know, like if you're close to a teenager or something, it's like, you're my best friend, but obviously like they're not your best friend because they're a younger version of somebody that you wouldn't necessarily call a friend. Like you're looking at them more like a
I got you. Yeah,
a niece or a nephew or something like that.
Right.
I don't know.
I think it's just because you know with your friends, like you choose these people.
Yes.
And you know, it's sometimes it's like, is this a reflection of your choice or like what happened here? I have a girl right now. Oh my God. That I don't ever know. I mean, we were friends because we had a class together or whatever, and we have like this stupid ass falling out. Not, I'm gonna say a stupid ass falling out. I was just like one of those people who always had drama, always needed something. Like, holy fucking shit. Like, how was I this person's friend? And when something should have either never happened or should have ended a long time ago, it didn't. A big ass fucking event occurred, and that's how we ended up fucking falling out. And this was well over 10 years ago, and I like, you know, haven't batted an eye, like I don't give a fuck, don't miss her, none of that shit. I ran into her like a couple of times, and you know, it's like, girl, I ain't got nothing for you. And a few times like she's popped up like on my social media, so she's like on my shit now, like, oh, you still not talking to me? Like, girl, I have not talked to you since I was like 22 years old. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that was the person you sent me.
Yeah. Like, girl, go on somewhere.
You like, said it right. Like the roaches will come back.
Yeah.
Because they ain't got nobody else. They done alienated other people, or they've fallen out with folks, so they gotta go run back through their old friends to find a friend.
I mean, it's literally been like over a decade. Like, what could we possibly have to talk about?
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh no, like, oh, I'm better than you. Like, it's nothing like that, you know, but it's just like, it's literally been,
it's just been so long. Yeah.
Some shit like that. Yeah. Like, and to say like, you know, you're still not talking to me, or you're still mad at me or whatever, like, girl, no, but what the fuck?
Right, no, it's like, I'm completely indifferent. I'm not sure what you want from me at this time. Like, we're different people now. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing too.
I just don't care.
That's the thing too. Well, okay, so I had the opposite situation where I ran into somebody who I had, you know, probably toxically stopped talking to as a friend. I'll say that. I'll say it. It was toxic.
Okay.
And I didn't address it or anything. I just talked to the hand. So I ended up seeing them once I moved back here, and I ended up actually having a heart-to-heart moment where I was just like, you know what? I was an asshole, and I'm admitting this to you. I had issues that were all my own, and now I feel like I'm apologizing to you because I don't know how you took it, but I could imagine from your perspective, if I were you, being that we were close at one point, that you would have maybe taken that to mean something about yourself. Whatever. Obviously, we're grown-ups now, but she really appreciated that, because she was just like, obviously, she wasn't holding a grudge or anything, but she had a guard up, and I could tell. And since then, you know, slowly we've been able to kind of reformulate a foundation of at least like, we're cool. Maybe we could be cooler in the future, you know, to a different point. But I totally understand if you don't really trust me to be that kind of friend to you, you know?
Yeah. Do I know this person?
Yeah, you know. I told you about it. But yeah, I mean, these things happen. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, sometimes it can come full circle, and now you're just in different places and you're different people, and you can let bygones be bygones. There's water under the bridge, you know what I mean? Like, you were so, like, when things were, you're super young, or just like so many years ago, that you're just like, I really liked you. Like, we actually were really good friends. So,
I think I know who you're talking about. I'm like,
yeah, maybe we could be again. Maybe whatever.
You know what? I tried rekindling a friendship with somebody that I was very close to, and we fell out. There were some fucking lies told, and you know, I did like cross the line. You know, I made a mistake. I fucked up, but there was also some shit that was like, have you ever heard a lie about yourself? I've had that a few times. It's like, what the fuck?
A lie
anyway, I tried rekindling a friendship, and that shit like really blew up in my fucking face. Really blew up in my fucking face. Yeah. So it was almost like, well, what the fuck were you even doing here? Like, what was your intention from the start? And, you know, some people are just very calculated, and I just don't have the time or the energy for that type of shit. Right. Really. You know, because I really loved this person, and, you know, we were really close, but now I'm like, you know, not, you know, yeah, it doesn't bother me now, you know, at the time, you know, it really did. But now, like, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
I feel the same way. I mean, I had a recent one this year, like in the last 6 months, and I feel very, I'll be honest with you, like, I feel free. And it's not like I don't wish any ill will on this person or anything like that. I just feel like there was an expiration date. Not. I had a point in which I could, of no return for me. And there had been a lot of build up to it where I was like questioning, should I keep this friendship for so long, that by the time we got to the point where I was in the position where I had to, you know, end it for myself, it made all the fucking sense in the world, because I had done my part as a friend to mend fences and try to save it, try to mend it, try to, you know, and not just give up on a person, because
not being reciprocated.
Well, yeah, or just not being respected. I can only like control myself. So in the end, when someone's causing you grief, and I guess we'll go back to this list, and to a point where it's just not worth it, and you're just like, you know, I wish you well. Please be well.
Good riddance.
But I'm a head out, you know.
All right, I'm head out.
Yeah, I'm SpongeBob right now.
Have you ever had to tell your friend that their friend was not their friend?
Tell
Does that make sense?
A friend that their friend was not really their friend.
Yeah, like, that girl is not your friend.
Oh.
Yeah, you think she's your friend. Something like your mama would tell you.
Oh.
That girl ain't your friend. My mama has done that to me a few times. And did I listen? Fuck no.
Right. I don't know that I have. You know why? Because I just learned a long time ago that you can't save people. You know, like, look, like, if you really feel this is your friend, how can I tell you they ain't? As your friend, as your parent, oh, fuck yeah, I'm gonna tell you. But as your friend, how am I gonna tell you who's not your friend? That's like somebody telling you I'm not your friend. It's like, what?
Or they're not, or you just feel like they're not as good as a friend to them as they are.
Okay, yes,
to that person.
Definitely, I've had to do that.
I've wanted to. I've wanted to, but I was like, how the fuck do I do that? How do you do that?
I've done that recently, actually. No, I've done that recently, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I had to.
Really?
I mean, you know what I do? I provide examples. Like, I'm not going to talk shit about this person to you. I'm going to provide examples and be like, remember that? What happened with that? Oh, didn't that happen? So you can come to your own conclusion, because why do I need to come to it for you? Like, I already know. Like, I'm sitting here right now in this situation that I'm talking about, and I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for this person to get so sick.
But sometimes they don't know about these things.
Well. Is that you think that's true? You think people really don't know, or you think people are in denial because of, as I said?
Oh, certain things. Like, of course, like, how do you know someone's talking behind your back? You don't know that type of stuff.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No.
Why have you had to do that?
And friend groups get like really, really tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Friend groups get tricky.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that too. I'm gonna talk about that too. Well, let me get back to this list. Let me see. Okay. They are dismissive when you raise a concern.
Okay.
They're dismissive when you raise a concern. Like, so we have to be able to voice our concerns with our friends. Like, obviously, if not, I don't know what kind of friend you are. But if you tell your friend the concern you have and they tell you you're overreacting, or they put the problem back on you, like they don't want no part of it, that's kind of shitty. Because friends, to me, and this was a big one that happened to me in this recent falling out, was that I didn't feel like my friend cared about my feelings or my perspective in the situation. They wanted what they wanted out of the situation, and my feelings about it were irrelevant. And I don't think that that's friendship. That's not how you treat your friends. Your friends' feelings and their perspective on something should matter to you. That's all I really mean. Because even if you disagree, your friend's going to hear you out respectfully, hopefully.
Right. Now that can get tricky too, I think, because like, was this person just not willing to hear you out at all, or it just
they totally heard me out, but in the end it didn't matter.
Okay.
It's like they heard you out for the purpose of hearing you out, but not for the purpose of actually communicating and adapting and trying to make it work for everybody.
So was there a compromise that could have been made that they just were not willing to do?
Was there a compromise that could have been made and they weren't willing to do it? Yes, there were compromises that could have been made. And I tried to help make those compromises happen, but it turns into one of those things where it's like, sorry, it's going to happen whether you like it to or not. And that kind of attitude, in my opinion, is not cool.
When you're just disregarded. Compromise is important in any relationship. Yeah. And that's what we're talking about, like with selfish people. There has to be a compromise to make things work. It's like if you and I want to go eat somewhere, we have different different things. Well, let's compromise and go somewhere where we can both get a fix.
Right.
I mean, that's a simpler point, but it's not always that simple. But compromise.
GH is watching. Hey, GH.
Hey, GH. We're gonna have you on soon, motherfucker.
He said I care. He said I care. I want to be on the show.
Okay.
We'll get you here then. The next one was they make you feel better. They make you feel worse, not better. Like they're constantly comparing you negatively to themselves or other people. Consistently pointing out your faults, mocking you, or doing that. I'm just joking. That bullshit.
Oh, sometimes there's a little bit of truth in a joke.
Exactly. But you know what I'm talking about. Those people, and I'm not talking about people who are really joking. I'm talking about people who are like, they say some mean shit, and then they're like, I'm just joking.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no. And then also,
you
like,
want to get that shit out.
Also, they struggle to be happy for you when things are good for you. They struggle to be happy for you. So you
know what? Okay. Right. So I think sometimes, like, when you're in a happy spot, and it's nice when someone's still supportive no matter what they're going through, you know, and it's like, I can put my stuff aside and, you know, be there for you. And sometimes they're like, no, I don't want to drag you down because you're happy. So you're like, bitch, if you don't, if you don't fucking tell me what's going on. But then it makes it hard. Sometimes, like, I don't want to share certain things if I know someone's like going through something, you know?
Yeah.
And that might be unfair to them. It's like, why didn't you tell me? It's because I know you have, you know, this going on.
Right. Okay.
That gets tough. But some people, but some people are just fucking miserable, and no matter, you know, what happens, they will always be miserable. They will never be happy for you. And how can they? Because they're not happy for themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So Jessica was here for my birthday show. Jessica was telling me about this person that she knew who. This is a quick story. I'm gonna make it as quick as I can. Who basically. She was good friends with a girl who they don't look alike, okay? The original girl, she's, you know, tall and thin and, you know, she's aesthetically pleasing. The other girl, a little heavier, not as aesthetically pleasing to the masses, but anyway, nice person. And the second girl got engaged. And the first girl said to her face, I don't understand how you got engaged and I'm still single. I don't understand how someone could see you and want to marry you and see me and not want to marry me.
And that's exactly why your ass is not engaged.
Well, yeah, of course. But that's the thing about,
ugly.
That's the thing that I was first saying, that constantly comparing you negatively to themselves or somebody else. It's like, but why are you comparing
So you're just
yourself
friends
to
with me because it makes you feel better?
Exactly.
Because it makes you feel better about yourself?
Exactly.
Wow.
This is how people are.
That's a fucked up thing to say to somebody.
Right. And so...
And that's what weddings bring out the worst in people.
And engagements too. Because... I could think of somebody who, I would hope this isn't true, but if I got engaged, I feel like this person would be a little nasty about it. Or not nasty to me, but just like, they would, usually it's family, all right? We all know who we're talking about.
Oh, you have to tell me who you think that is. What that name start with?
It's not a, think about yourself
and
then compare yourself to me.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
I already know who you're talking about.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
The next one is
that's a fucking shame, boy.
It is a shame.
Woo. Okay.
The next one is they only call or hang out when they need something. So you only hear from them when they only want to hang out when that kind of shit. They ain't got nobody else to hang out with, nothing better to do, nothing better to fill their time, and so they call you because it's better than doing something alone, right?
For some people.
Your growth is affected by your friendship. Or your growth is affected by your friendship. Like we were talking about, like not supporting.
That's what we were talking about, like with men.
Yeah, not reinforcing your goals in life and shit. Yeah, and if it really does hinder you being around this person because this person just wants to party and you're trying to go to med school, and they don't want you to, you know, they still inviting you out, they're still expecting you to come out because they're still in party mode, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a big one. Possessive, jealous, and controlling. Frequent communication, like, oh, you were saying this, like feeling entitled to your time, upset you don't call back, demanding explanations why you weren't available to them, you know, jealous of other friends or your boyfriend or girlfriend because you're closer or you're getting closer to other people, like that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like today I had I FaceTimed a friend from like 2 weeks ago, and it was nothing, you know, like when I was like, hey, I'm sorry, da-da-da-da. And it was cool shit, you know, because life happens. You know what I mean? Like shit happens. And I was like, I always had the intention of getting back to her, but shit been crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. reached out, got invited to some shit, and was like, hell yeah, cool. Like, thank you for fucking understanding, you know? Because if it would have been like a 911 situation, and so, I mean, we communicated about it. I was like, hey, I can't FaceTime right now, like, you know, blah, 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 back 2 weeks ago. So it's like, of course, if it was a 911 situation, you know, that would have been like a little bit different, you know, but I already knew what she was calling for, you know, but I just couldn't have time to talk to her. And some people just can't understand that because some people just don't have other shit going on, and there's just a better way to communicate stuff like, hey, I really, you know, if something like that happened and she was like, hey, I really need to talk to you, like, okay, I got this,
right?
You know, but
right,
I'm gonna make the time because you really need me, you know.
Yeah, and I don't like that jealous of other friends thing. Like, I used to have a quality about me that I was very possessive over my friends, not possessive over their time or them, but like, you know, like possessive of them hanging out. Like, yeah, like that's my friend. Like, don't be hanging out with my boyfriend by yourself. That's my, like, you come over here to see me. Or like, if I introduce you to a friend of mine, like, don't y'all become like buddy. I don't feel like that anymore though. I don't feel like that anymore because I feel like you can't help who you click with, like we talked about. And who am I to say? I don't own anybody. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I don't really like to mix like friend groups because I never know how people are going to get along. True. And then there's just, I deal with this person this way and I deal with this person that way. Yeah. So, you know, if you just do that shit, ain't nobody going to start hanging out behind your back.
That's true.
That's not why I do.
No, but that makes sense.
Because I don't know if people are going to click.
You don't know if people are
That's why.
Exactly. That's fair. It's fair. Yeah. The next one is they don't make time for you. So there's a difference between having a hard time coordinating schedules and regular like disinterest in hanging out or spending time together.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend, well, like my only fucking friend really out here, and I moved, and I know that she doesn't drive over bridges and stuff like that, whatever. So I know like I have to go to her, you know, and I'm okay with that because I already knew this. But I know I knew this about certain conditions that she is not going to drive in. Yeah. And I know that, and I'm fine with that. So we get in where we fit in and stuff, whatever. I did have to tell her one time, I was like, bruh, like, I feel like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like we always say we're going to do some shit and you like end up playing with me. And so when I told her that, you know, she really stepped up. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm saying. I know it wasn't an intentional thing, but I just had to let her know, like, I'm just my friend, bitch, the fuck? And,
and you and I recently had that moment too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You and I recently had that moment where I felt like I wanted separate Victoria attention for myself. And obviously, you know, your person, you now understand how I feel, where you come into town and you want to see everybody and you really want to, but there are certain people who you make a little bit more time for. And so we were able to, I mean, I think I voiced that. I think I voiced it.
Because I want you to, well, you did, but my thing was too, like, you know, I want to, that's why I was saying, like, sometimes I don't realize, like, how much really people, like, love me, you know what I mean? So how my actions can affect that person, or they can feel, you know what I'm saying, like, neglected, or like I don't care, whatever, like, especially when that's not my intention, and when I actually really feel the opposite, like, no, I'm gonna do what I have to do to make you feel, you know, to reflect how I do feel.
Right.
So
yeah, like that was a big, I think that was
that's
an easy
lesson. It's an easy fix.
Yeah.
When you really care, it's an easy fix. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the next one was, I was saying, even in that one, the time thing, when they don't value your time. Like
they're late.
Or they're constantly, like you were saying, like setting you up just to let you down. And it's like okay, but you could have let me know that an hour ago so that I could have gotten some shit done, or I could have changed my plans or whatever, you know?
Yeah. I did used to be the very like late person, you know, not very punctual person. Now what's funny is I have a friend and we both run kind of late. So that is, you know, that works out. But I have gotten like a lot better with the punctuality because I realize it is rude. It is very rude.
It is, especially, it's only rude to people who are on time. If everybody's late, then nobody gives a fuck, right? But if you know your late friends, then you know your on time friends.
Right. But we're talking like, I was reading, so you had sent me that article about, stories about people, with friendship breakups.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was in there talking about like hours. And I think that is fucking ridiculous. Like 30 minutes, like, okay, I mean, that's still rude. But like hours, I wish I would wait fucking hours for somebody.
Can you imagine being in one of those positions where you have to wait hours for them? Like you're staying with them and they say they're on their way and it's fucking hours, or you're like stuck somewhere where you need them to come, like they're meeting you and you can't do anything with that, like a vacation or something where you're like, I'm literally have to wait for you for hours because I can't do this thing. That's the worst.
I mean, like, what kind of situation would that be though?
Like I said, like if you're staying at their place and they have the key and you don't have it and you don't have a car and you don't have any other way, your phone's dead, like you're fucked. So they're like, I'm on my way.
Oh.
But they fucking somebody over here, they on the west side, whatever.
Oh,
and it's just like you're waiting for somebody.
Not like you're just waiting. I got you.
Like they know you're waiting.
Yeah. Ooh, that's rude.
I've been in that position.
That's rude.
That's one way. That's a surefire way to piss me off and end this friendship. If you don't want my friend no more, just keep me waiting on some shit like that. We're good.
Yeah, that is bad. That's rude.
What's the next one? Oh, this is the one for me. They jeopardize your well-being, mental, emotional, or physical. So I put down, like, if they put you in danger or like they put you in a difficult circumstance, whether intentional or not, because I don't think anybody would intentionally put their friend in a dangerous or difficult circumstance necessarily, but
right.
If you have an abusive boyfriend or you live an abusive lifestyle of some kind, or you shoot up heroin with crackheads, don't put me in that position. Don't put me in the position where I have to...
Oh, I remember this.
I have to deal with your lifestyle, or I have to deal with what you deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that to me.
Yeah. What the fuck? No.
I did end a friendship over
then expect
this.
Me like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I did end a friendship over this. This was a big one, actually. Because this bitch was expecting me to fight somebody. That. And I don't fight.
Yeah,
Fight? Me? Oh, no, I fight. I got vocal lashings, okay? I'll get your motherfucking ass with this mouth, honey. Don't ask me to put
those
my
bruises
physical...
take longer to heal.
Exactly, much longer. Don't ask me to put my body, my health, my life in jeopardy.
Like, bitch, are you fighting?
Yeah, at risk.
Like, are you fighting? Like,
and I'm not saving your life here. That's different.
But
yeah, like that's not. It's different. Like if I volunteer to save your life, fine. But not fight for you.
Why am I fighting your battle?
Right.
Over a nigga at that.
Over a motherfucker. That ain't even your man. Like this ain't your husband. Right. This ain't your boyfriend. You got me fucked up.
That fighting over a nigga. Oof, Lord have mercy.
And I've never been that type. Never been my type. So, somebody else put.
And I never fought no bitch. I went to a bitch job though one time.
That's not good.
I didn't even have to say anything. I didn't say anything.
Okay, good.
I didn't say shit.
Okay,
I didn't have to. That bitch took off. But anyway, that's stupid. But I told you, my friend was a hot ass mess.
I know.
I would never.
And that's the same with like mental health.
Oh,
like,
God.
Disgusting. One of those stories, there was somebody who, a woman, her friend started having an affair or something, and she would keep her up on it. And eventually, it ended or something. And then, the second girl comes back later and is like, oh, we started it again. And then she puts her in the position where to go on like a double date. So now the woman and her husband know that this woman is having an affair on her husband, and they invite her to dinner with the husband. It's like this mental fucked up thing. Yeah. Where now you have to like keep this to yourself. You have to watch what you say, how you say it, and you're caught up in their affair, essentially,
No. No. You should. What the fuck? No.
Yeah. I was like,
Absolutely
damn, that's
not.
really fucked up. But people do that shit.
That's very fucked up. If you're having an affair, do not tell me about it.
Yeah, don't. I mean, unless
Don't
you need my help to end it, nah, don't tell me.
I think like shit happens and I can understand it. Okay, fine. I mean, obviously if you're really my friend like that, like you can tell me about your affair. I'm not gonna judge you, but I mean I might. But don't be asking me out on fucking double dates and shit. Don't be bringing a nigga by my. Now that is some fucked up shit. Don't be bringing no motherfucking niggas to my house. Like I don't want to lie for you. Part. Like that's really I really don't want to know. Like that shit is fucked up.
Yeah, like making you lie for them.
Don't be dragging me
that's
in your
mental.
Dirt.
Yeah, that's mental shit. Don't make me lie for you.
I don't want to do that.
To somebody who I love, or somebody who I care about, or somebody who you've made vows to and shit. Like, you're making me lie to your husband. Like, that's some fucked up shit.
Right. Like, because this has now become my friend.
Yeah.
Nah.
But men, see, that's a circumstance where men will do that shit. More often than women. They will keep their fucking mouth shut.
Yeah.
And
and bring the motherfuckers around. Even the family. Mm-hmm. They be thinking, like, oh, you know, like, no, these are not your, you know, sometimes I think about that. Like, sometimes some people will. I dated someone whose sister, like, she didn't give a fuck. Like, she would tell she would tell shit.
See?
Yeah.
And you don't know exactly. You don't know what kind of intuition people have. And women especially?
Whew! Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she didn't give a fuck. She put it all out there. But that is some janky ass shit. Do not do that to me. Do not bring no motherfuckers over to my motherfucking house. This is not the motherfucking this is not the Best Western.
Hell no. Unless you paying me, you don't have to pay me for that. Okay, there's 3 more. Take financial advantage of you. Like, you the motherfucking ATM. Or they know you or your money or they know you or your family has money, and so they just constantly ask, or they take advantage and borrow.
Some people gotta buy their friends.
Well, but is it even in a circumstance where it's like, okay, if I was super rich and you were friend, and you and I, we made friends the way we made friends, right? But I was super duper fucking rich somewhere.
Okay.
That doesn't. You're not my friend because I'm rich, and I'm not your friend because you're not
rich. No, I've already
rich.
been your friend.
We're already friends, right? But if you decide that you're always gonna, you know, come to my house and stay the night, or invite people over there, invite boys over to, because you know your mama ain't having it, you know, like always asking you to pay for things, always asking you to, like, can I borrow 20? Can I get you, with no intention of repaying, you know, and.
Well, if you're rich like that, you gonna shit, nigga, can get $20.
That's not the point.
I know.
That's not the point. Of course you can. If you're my friend, of course you can. But it's the intention behind it, and it's the pattern of behavior behind it.
Yeah, like just the expectation, like we were saying, being entitled.
Entitlement.
You're not entitled to my fucking money. It's not that I can't do it, but it's just that you feel entitled to it.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, so you got this, right? How do you fix your mouth to even say that? That's crazy.
Well, exactly. Different moral compasses. Like, okay, so we already said making you lie, or asking you to go against your morals. Like, asking you to steal some shit, or be the driver while they steal some shit.
Right.
Metaphorically or literally.
Oh yeah, right. No, yeah.
Because I was trying to think about that, because I'm like, well, I can't judge if you have a different moral compass than me. Like, maybe that's on you. But I can see that making sense. In it. Yeah, putting me in.
Yeah.
So I have to deal with your moral compass. I have to go by your moral compass now instead of my own, and I don't have a choice in the matter. Like, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah. Nuh-uh.
I don't like that one.
Like, girl, if you ever decide you want to go rob a bank, like, I got you, but I'm not going to ask you to do no shit. But if you ever decide you want to, I'm your girl.
Right.
But I'm gonna keep it away from you. You just know, I do it and whatever. I set it off. I set it off.
Yeah, I do.
And if you ever want to get on the team, I got you. But other than that, you ain't got no business in it.
Right. And then this last one was interesting to me. They don't take care of themselves without your help. So, like, negative codependency, or like they rely on you to take care so they can be reckless. They know you're there. They know you got them, and you don't have to. They don't have to be responsible.
Somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to be, or they don't have to be responsible for themselves because they know you're going to be there. You're going to do it. You're going to make sure they get to the doctor.
Shit for themselves.
You're going to make sure that they get to the DMV and make sure their license doesn't expire. You're going to make sure. You're going to make sure. Fuck that.
Yep. Yeah. It's like, instead of them asking you, can you teach me how to drive? Can you just take me everywhere that I need to go? That's crazy. Now, there's a difference. Yeah. Like, if you have a trauma for some reason, then I can understand that possibly. But, if you're just too fucking lazy and just don't want to do shit, some people like to be catered to.
True.
Yeah.
So basically, if you become the person that somebody's unfriending, take some time for self-reflection. Maybe pinpoint some patterns that are happening if this happens to you a lot, or if it's happened a number of times in your life. It could just be boredom, or you could just be, causing it. It could be you. I know we don't ever want to look at ourselves, okay, but it could be you.
It could be both of y'all.
It could be, and we said that it could literally just be that no longer is this a thing. We don't magnetize anymore. But there can be stigma, and there can be, people shaming you or giving you grief about it. But the breakup doesn't have to make things uncomfortable for your other friends. Try not to do that. Don't make your friends choose sides. Don't put them in the middle. Right. Just be cognizant of, people's rights to
ultimatums.
No ultimatums. Don't make anybody choose anybody. It's not fair, and it's not healthy. And you just have to be cognizant of your own comfort if you have to be around this person. And it's okay to back out of things so that other people aren't made to feel uncomfortable if you're not ready, if you're not good.
Right.
No pressure. That's what I want to put that on. No pressure. Everybody's got to come to it how they're gonna come to it. You can't force somebody to see your side.
Yeah.
They can't force you to reconcile with this person. So everybody,
right.
There's
and there's
be a level
definitely
of
three
respect.
sides to every story.
There are.
Absolutely. 3 sides to every story. The thing didn't happen to me, so it's kind of hard for me to,
Yeah.
Sorry that happened to you, but
but it's happening to you, and I support and respect that you no longer want to be friends with this person, but do not expect that same from me, because we have not had that interaction. Yeah. I still consider this person my friend.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's the moral of the story. I was going to say, what's the best and worst part of breaking up with a friend? But maybe that's a little fucked up.
What'd you say?
I said I was going to ask, what's the best and worst part of breaking up with a friend, but maybe that's a little fucked up.
The best and the worst. I don't know. It really sucks. So that, I don't know. I don't think the best part is in time. You realize it was for the best. Sometimes it is. And sometimes, it really hurts, It's like losing a soulmate, really.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, I guess that's our
Sometimes
show. Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Happy New Year, you guys.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Sometimes you don't.
We're kind of on a 90-minute journey out here with the show, just because I feel like sometimes it's not enough. Okay, sometimes it's not enough. So we love y'all, and we thank y'all. What are we talking about next, Vic? Do you know?
I do not know. So it'll be something, obviously.
Hey, look, surprises. We love y'all. We thank y'all. And
surprises.
Yeah, we'll surprise you with the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.